So I'm still moving very quickly, but if I had actually kept my wits about myself and I was, a little bit, and I had been relieved, I strongly suspect that I probably would have found bishop c4 here, used like a good 10-15 seconds, played bishop c4, and after knight b2 knight d6 here, white is probably winning, because after queen e7 I can just take the knight, and after queen e6 bishop e6, maybe there's still rook d8 and there's some play, but bishop f4, white should be quite a bit better here, if not outright winning. So this was a big moment too, because if I had sort of had it in me to use some time here, as opposed to just like literally blitzing it out so that I could get to the break and run to the restroom, and I had found this bishop c4 move, I think there's a very good chance I would have been up by 5 games at the midway mark of the 3+1, and already I think then it starts to become very, very, very difficult for Magnus to mount a comeback. At any rate, I was not able to do that because I needed to do PP in my Pampers, and the lead stays at 4 after this game. So the lead stays at 4, and now we're going to move to the next game. Now after this game, in the first game after the break, Magnus played a great game. He won with, as we go into this next game. So this next game, I'm leading by 3. I think there are about 10 minutes left in the 3+1. Magnus decides to play the classic modern defense. I play the Austrian attack here. Knight f6, knight f3, c5, check e5, all standard theory, takes, and now bishop takes d4 is played. Now there are a couple things to this game that I will talk about. First things first, this is a very, very old line that was, I believe, I don't know if it's discovered solely by Yasser Seirawan or by Yasser and a couple of other guys, but they came up with this great idea of bishop takes d4 years before computers existed, and it's a really, really nice idea, because after white wins the queen, there's a classic repetition here. So big shout out to Yasser and the people who discovered this before computers ruined the game of chess, because it's a very, very creative idea and very, very nice. That's the first thing that I want to say about this specific line. Second thing that I want to say about this is that this is something that I first looked at, I believe, in 1997 or 1998, again in the infancy of computers with like Fritz 4, really, really long time ago. So obviously it's a line that I've known about for many years. Most of the time when I need more than a draw, I would take on b5, and there's a very very long line here that goes queen a5, queen d2, check, king d1, knight e3, king e2, takes, knight g4, king g3, and knight a6. Very, very important move here. And the point behind knight a6, you think, well, wait, white can just take the knight and win the game. But after queen to d7, rook to e1, knight to c7 here, you can play f5, takes, king f5. You have a very, actually not f5, sorry, you go queen e2 first. But after king f7, this pin is still in play. f5, takes, rook a to g8, and black is actually winning here, because even though white has an extra knight on e6, you're pinned, and I'm just going to go rook g6 and eat the knight on e6 next move, and it's game over. Of course, oddly enough, I had this position, of course, when I played in Hungary back in 2001. I had a game, I believe, in the first Saturday tournament against my fellow American, Nathan Resica. Unfortunately, I did lose that game. I don't remember exactly what I did in that game specifically, but I did lose when I was trying to become an IM. Of course, many, many years ago. Nobody cares, but just a little fun tidbit. However, another fun fact about this position is I also had this position against Alexander Chernin, one of the experts on the modern defense, wrote many books about it. I think it was in Las Vegas. It was, I think, the Blitz tournament for the National Open in like 2003. And I believe in that game, I think in that game it was something like I played like rook e1, knight h6, and I think I went knight g7, king f7, and f5, and I went on to win this game. I guess actually I can open ChessBase and find that. Give me 1 second. I should have that. 1 second. Let me take a quick look. But is anyone even understanding what he's saying at all? Yes, you guys are completely following. I should have that. Let me see. Chernin. I think I have that game in my personal database. Let me see. I do. Yes. Oh my god. Oh wait, no, actually it predates. This was in 2000. This was the North American Open Blitz tournament on June 1st of 2000. This was 2000. So yes, it was knight a6, rook e1. Yeah, it was rook e1, knight h6, knight g7, king f7, f5, knight takes f5, takes, queen d5, king e8, bishop g5, and I went on to win that game against Chernin. So 2000, 2003, whatever. It's all the same at this point. But yes, so I played this against Chernin, who was and is one of the experts on the modern system. And I won a very nice game with this. The game against Resica, I don't know if that was 2000, 2001. That was in Hungary. Fact checkers can go look up the game. So at any rate, I just want to point out that these are a couple of fun facts from the game. Now, back to the game itself. Obviously, when Magnus does this, again, keeping with my strategy, least number of games gives me the best chance to win the match. That is a fact. Magnus is the best player in the world. The more games there are, the more chance it gives him to just outclass everybody else. That is a sad reality. What to do about it? You can't fight that. You just have to play with the rules that exist, and that's that. So when he does this, I decide, you know what, now I can actually start to burn more time off the clock, and that's going to be in one less game in the 3+1. So here I decide to think for about 2 minutes before I take the queen, because the problem again with this position, just like the previous position for Magnus, is that in this position Magnus cannot play on. Like, even if I get down to 3 seconds, he can't play on here because he's down a queen for a bishop. Like, you can't, there's no chance of a swindle here. So Magnus in a spot where even if he wants to gamble here, now of course kids don't gamble, because when you gamble you lose $495,000. But the problem is Magnus can't gamble here, because if he gambles and loses, then he's going to be down by like 4 or 5 points, and it's really, really bad. So at any rate, Magnus is stuck here because he has to make the repetition. He has no choice but to repeat, or else he's basically going to lose the match. So at any rate, this game ends in a draw, and with that, I keep the 3-point lead.